Good morning, it's Penuel the Black Pen. Sangodani nonke igama Penuel the Black Pen. Ipen elimnyama. Iswart pen. I think by 12 midday today, it would have been 48 hours of no power in my area where I stay. I stay around the Johannesburg Botanical Gardens periphery in Johannesburg, in the northern suburbs. In the past, obviously, I'd get pissed. I'd go on social media, fuck the ANC, fuck load shedding. And now that Andre de Ruyter has released Truth to Power, I'd be like, fuck Andre de Ruyter. The guy took years busy writing a book instead of doing his job and making sure that we have power. Still can't believe some people claim that he's a hero. But look, I shouldn't be shocked, right? Because the media is propaganda. News 24 is obviously pumping the book. Other mainstream media people are pumping the book. So maybe they have a vested interest. Maybe some of them are racist, and because he's a white CEO, ex-CEO, they support him. Maybe some people just liked his spin. You know, he sounded like he was a good guy. When Matsila Koko and Brian Molefe were trying to tell their story, they're like, oh, they black, they Zuma people. As long as they affiliated with Zuma, they are horrible. You know, I know Rob Hersoff would probably push some of those narratives. Hate the Zumas. Anyways, I'm training myself. I'm training myself to no longer be gaslit by Cyril Ramaphosa, the rest of the ANC leadership. People like Pravin Gordhan, who's the Minister of State-Owned Enterprises, Gwede Mantashe, who's the Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy. Now we have a Minister of Electricity, maybe a Minister of Load Shedding, Minister of Darkness, Kgosientsho Ramokgopa. I'm training myself to realize and accept that the ANC has failed. The ANC does not represent all black people. This is very important because the current propaganda that's going around, and some of us black people are actually jumping onto this bandwagon of saying, hey, actually black people can't lead. And maybe we need the apartheid leaders to come back. Hey, actually, you know what? Give South Africa to white people for maybe 10 years and let them fix things. The reality is that the ANC does not represent all black people. There are many competent, amazing black people who are brilliant at building, at creating. You know, maybe I'll throw a few names that you guys might know. As much as his business is not doing well currently, but someone like Usisa Ngebulana, Riposis, Billion Group, what he's done in the property game has been amazing. If you look at what Sim Shabalala has done running Standard Bank, he's been relatively amazing, even though Jaco Marie was pretty brilliant at building Standard Bank into a juggernaut. You've got someone like Phuthuma Nhleko at Pembani, who's done amazing work as well. There are a lot of black men, women who have built businesses from scratch. They've become multi-million rand businesses, but they are not celebrated. And a lot of them are not known for obvious reasons, because people are jealous, because some of their competitors might want to crush them. I've got certain really, really close friends of mine who have built businesses from nothing to turning over 20 million, 50 million. One of my mates turned over close to 250 million rand last year in his business. You know, at some point when he's ready, we'll sit down and we'll have a fat laugh about how he built his business and the struggles. There are many competent black people, and there are many competent white people, many competent Indians, many competent Indian people. Colored people, sorry. I've been meeting a lot of Indian colored entrepreneurs in this country who are not known, you know, who work in the shadows, making R1 million, making 5 million rand a month, and they're unknown. And again, for obvious reasons, they don't want their stories to be told because there's jealousy, you know, there's hate, there's people that are gonna want to crush them. They are competent people, and we need more and more of them to surface. But the ANC has failed. It has failed tragically, and there's load shedding now. Some of us, people like Julius Malema, have said, look, the grid is going to collapse completely. And we're like, I'm preparing myself for that. We lived a life before of no electricity. And if you grew up as Lalin, Emakaya, you'd know some of the places that don't have electricity. So we've lived without it. So it's not the scariest thing. A generation or two ago, some people that still live in the villages don't have power. We lived without like flushable toilets. And I think I've spoken about this before. And I speak about it with my brother. Pen and Pen is dropping on my channel at midday, I think, today. Speak about the bucket toilet system and the long drops. We've actually lived without it. We didn't die. A lot of black people in this country have lived without money, without access to good schooling. So the upper middle class, the rich who were born into non-stop electricity, electricity on tap, bottomless electricity. So much electricity, I think I am ready to me. People that always had fuel, always driven everywhere, they had cars growing up at home. People that could just go to Woolies. Some of the kids growing up now who are like, why don't you just Uber Eats it? Why don't you just ask them to deliver it? You're like, guys, there was actually life before that. Life before cell phones. I got my first cell phone when I was in grade 11 in 2002. It was a Nokia 3410. Shout out to my mom, Umams. We lived a life before all of these things, where we had to walk to places, we had to catch taxis or buses to places. Some of us, look, it wasn't a mode of transport, but I've been on a donkey cart, on horse carriages trying to get somewhere. So we'll kind of be okay. For everyone else, they're going to be depressed. People whose livelihoods rely on the internet, making money online, having virtual meetings on Zoom and the like, it's going to be rough. But the ANC has failed. And some of us need to begin building a parallel government that is going to take us into the future. I've started building a template for my own personal alternative government. I've got people like Alan Reyes of Reyes Corp as the Minister of Small Businesses because of the current work he's been doing incubating small businesses. I've got people like Dr. Chris van der Merwe as Minister of Education. If you look at how he built Curo and now Stadio as well, which is tertiary education, into the juggernaut that they are. Dr. Edwin Herzog, who built Mediclinic thanks to support from Johan Rupert and their parents, Mr. Herzog, his father, and Dr. Anton Rupert, Johan's father as well. But they have proven the work they do. Wandile Sihlobo, who's an agricultural economist, an agronomist in agriculture, would be a brilliant Minister of Agriculture. Chris Papas, if he was to do social development, would do amazing work. They are brilliant people, man. I mean, Herman Mashaba has got a track record in business. People like Gayton McKenzie have got a track record in service. So I'm building my own alternative government, and I want to see how we can support some of these people. Some of the leaders of AfriForum, the work that Nhlanhla Lux is doing at Soweto Parliament, some of the work that Duduzane Zuma is doing on the ground. They are people that are actively pushing. Florence Masebe, and the activism work that she's been doing for the arts. These are not people that's like, please come and serve in this space. They are already working. So we need some of those people who are already doing amazing work in alternative energy to be like, guys, come help us out. Come help us build a better country, because the ANC has failed. I refuse to listen to Cyril Ramaphosa speak today. I refuse to listen to Fikile Mbalula speak today. I would rather listen to some of the people that are doing real work on the ground speak. Ian Cameron, Action Society, and the work that he's doing. I would easily make him Minister of Police, Minister of Defense, Minister of Security. He is passionate about eradicating crime. Loputi from Zoktola. I wouldn't make him a minister because he is not governing per se, but the work that he's doing on the ground, finding drug dealers, taking them to account, holding them to book, those are the people that are meant to be leading in this country. So I hope our electricity situation is going to be doing well. Shout out to everyone in the community. We've got WhatsApp groups that have been set up. We're trying to update each other. We're trying to help the contractors that are working on the ground. Some of the business people around are helping these people with food and the like. So I am seeing work on the ground, work in action, people that are trying to make South Africa a better place. But we need to begin looking at a life beyond and outside of the ANC and politics in general, including the DA, the EFF, and others. I just wanted to send you that message today. Have a great day. Ek hoop julle sal 'n goeie dag hê. Nyanthanda kakhulu. Pen you well, the black pen. Danko.